Okay, 端午节快乐, everybody. Today is Dragon Boat Festival, which is a very exciting holiday here, much loved by the people because they get the day off work. But it's also very popular here to eat zongzi on this day. And today I wanted to try as many different kinds of zongzi as I can, because I've said in the past that I don't really like zongzi that much. I'll explain why in a second. And for my audience who might not know, a rice dumpling is basically just rice wrapped in bamboo leaves, usually in a triangular shape. And by the end of today's video, I want to accomplish two things. I want to eat as many zongzi as I can, as many different types as I can, and I want to see if I can find a zongzi that I actually like. My God, it's nice out for a ride today.
So on I went to my first location, and what I didn't expect from this video is all the interesting interactions I would have with the local Taiwanese people.
So I'm now arriving at my first zongzi restaurant here on the corner of the street. I'm gonna try my first one.
I wasn't sure why, but all of these old ladies weren't really looking at me. I'm guessing they were worried I wouldn't speak Chinese, and it's easier for them to just kind of ignore me, so I mustered up the courage to talk to them first to see if I can get my hands on some of their delicious zongzi.
Yeah, 这是粽子吗？
这没有呢，还没好。
还没好。哦 ，OK， 好，没关系。That was a pretty big failure. I'm gonna have to find another zongzi shop.
At least one of the younger people was willing to talk to me, but he seemed interested in talking to me about something other than where I could find zongzi.
是哪一国人呐？
我是加拿大的。
哦，Canada。
对 ，Canada。你会说英文吗
A little。
？A little.
Not fluent.
我的中文也是。
How are you?
I'm 33.
Is it?
Yes.
Do you believe in Jesus Christ?
Not really religious.
Oh, really? This is the Bible.
Right. Great. I can't buy zongzi there now.
Can.
Now though? 现在可以吗？
No any.
They don't have any.
No any seed.
你知道我有另外的粽子的商店吗？
哦，种子商店哦，这是大坑呢。
大坑有吗？
有啊。
哦，
不知道。
好 ，OK， 没关系。
Thank you.
好 ，Thank you. Bye bye. So I've been told that there's zongzi I can buy here, but all I see behind me is apartment complexes. So I'm gonna ask someone for help because I don't see any obvious zongzi shops around here. So far, a very unsuccessful attempt at finding 粽子。你好，不好意思，麻烦你，我在找粽子，想买粽子。我的朋友说这里可以买。是里面吗？进去，左边哦，看得到。好，谢谢你，谢谢。
It was really lucky that I found that very quiet but helpful man who told me to enter this apartment complex. It made me feel like I was gonna go buy something kind of illegal.
那你先。
It really didn't feel like somewhere a shop should be, but I turned the corner in the hallway and found the weirdest looking place to sell zongzi.
Hey, 你好，我需要买一个粽子。
一个，可是我现在没有热的。等一下，
没有热的。
他要买一个，可是我现在没有热的，我只有冰的。
只有冰的。所以我这么暖。微波吗？还是？
一个回去怎么不会播？你是哪里来的？
我是加拿大人。
加拿大人。可是我们的粽子就是很单纯。哦。就是没有很多馅，就是很大块的肉，就是很好的肉这样子。
OK， 好。
就非常单纯，不知道习不习惯。试试看。
好，试试看，对。
是。你要在这边吃吗？还是带走吃？
带走可以。
带走好，可以好。
一个而已啦，没关系。
一个而已啊，好。
没关系，不用了，不用，没关系。
送给你吃，
一个而已，没关系。
送给你吃，没关系，真的吗？没关系，送给你吃。
哦，是，
没关系，吃尝看。
哦，谢谢你们，谢谢。
会烫哈，
会烫，小心很热啊。OK， 再吃哈。
好，谢谢你们，拜拜。Wow, those people are so nice. They gave me one for free to try, which is really nice of them. Now I really wish I filmed that properly, but I'm using a camera with a gimbal and it was just pointed straight up the entire time. I've done this before, it's a stupid mistake. I gotta get used to that, but what super nice people. They gave me a zongzi for free and it's my first one. So let me find somewhere nice to eat it and we'll see how it is. All right, so my first zongzi of the day, completely free, which is really nice. They did say it was really, really hot, so I have to be, Jesus Christ. So I have to be careful, but I'm excited to see what's in this one. And also what's interesting is I did say earlier that they're usually like triangular in shape. Ow, let me try and handle this. But this one isn't. It's actually kind of like a rectangle, which is really kind of cool. I didn't expect that. I thought it would be a triangle. But I have no idea what's in this. I didn't order like a specific kind. I just got whatever they had because a lot of their zongzi were still being prepared and not ready yet. So I just got this random one held up with this string that I'm gonna try and take off. And that just goes to show you like just how friendly Taiwanese people are. You know, they can see I'm a foreigner. I don't have any friends or family or whatever to celebrate the Dragon Boat Festival with, and it's so nice that they didn't charge me for this. It just shows you how much Taiwanese people are excited to share with you their culture, and they want you to have like a good experience with all the fun things that they do together, and so it's really, really nice of them. I think that's the inside. It's got like a glutinous sticky rice. See if it's sweet, see if it's savory. This is my first one of the day, a little bit of breakfast. Let's go ahead and try the rice first. Not bad. It's kind of like a little porridgey. I don't know how to eat this. I don't know if I eat this with my hands or with chopsticks, but it's a learning experience. It's very oily. My hands are covered in oil. The zongzi's got oil all over it. So I think I remember she said that their meat is very famous and very delicious, and so it takes a long time for them to cook it. And I can already see on the inside, I'm uncovering a bit of meat in here. Oh yeah. That's good. So this one's savory. I'm gonna see if I can't show you the meat that's in there. It's really delicious. If there's meat in zongzi, it's usually pork belly. And Taiwanese people, I've said this before, Taiwanese people do pork belly really well. It's so tender, it's so delicious. It's cooked so well, it just like falls apart and melts in your mouth. And the pork belly that's in this zongzi is no different. It's delicious. This is a lot better than zongzi I've had in the past because of this meat. Like I can just pull it apart with my fingers and yeah, the meat is like seasoned nicely. It's not too salty. It's really, really good. For my first zongzi of the day, this one's really good. Oh my God. That pork belly is what takes it home for me. That pork belly is what makes this a truly delicious zongzi. That's what makes this really, really good. I'm gonna put this like probably an A tier zongzi. I mean, I haven't had a lot of zongzi in my life. This one's probably the best one. I gotta find somewhere to wash my hands. On to the next one. I heard you can actually get zongzi from a 7-Eleven, which doesn't surprise me because you can get everything at a 7-Eleven. So we're gonna head to one and see if they have zongzi for me to try.
I found a PX Mart hoping to try some grocery store zongzi, but to no avail.
Another fail. PX Mart didn't have any. All right, attempt number 3, I think, or 4. Our T-Mart, a big grocery store here. Let's see if they have any.
Once again, another grocery store failed to come up with the goods.
Another fail. Grocery store didn't have any either. Time to go check out a market.
On I went to Shuinan, a market where I was sure I could find some zongzi. And to increase my odds even more, I met with my friend Glory to help negotiate with a local vendor in Taiwanese, which is a language that I don't speak a word of.
What's the difference between 北部粽 and 南部粽?
It's the way of cooking the rice before they put them in the leaves.
Well, thanks for your help. Ma'am, you can't park here.
I know.
Ma'am, bye. Okay, big shout out to Glory there. I really didn't think it would be that hard to find zongzi. For you guys, it's probably only been a few minutes, but for me, it's been hours of driving all around the city trying to find them. And for some reason, I just couldn't, and she found a whole bunch, so I'm gonna find somewhere to eat. One more to try for lunch. So here I am, sat in front of, coincidentally, another temple that's not intended. It just so happens to be places where I can sit. And I'm gonna try my lunch zongzi, which is also wrapped up, but this one is indeed in a triangle shape, which is really interesting. This one is a purple rice, kind of a grainy rice one. So yeah, it's a little bit different than the first one, which had pork in it. I'm not sure if this one has meat in it or not, but let's see what dinner tastes like. It smells really interesting. I don't think I like this one as much as the first one. It's a little, there's like oats in it, and it's kind of chewy. and it's got a very strong nutty flavor. By no means bad. Doesn't really have that savory, meaty flavor that I really like from the first one. Why don't I like zongzi? Aside from the first one I had, that one was actually really good. But generally speaking, why don't I like them? Well, I find zongzi to be a little bit bland in flavor, which makes sense because they're kind of a traditional thing to eat. You could think of it in the same way like if a Taiwanese person went to Canada and tried our traditional dish, which would be like a turkey dinner. You can see why they might think that that is like a little bit of a bland dish because everything tastes the same, everything is cooked in the same way, we bake all of it, it's doused in gravy, everything is brown. For me, I grew up eating turkey dinners and I love them. For a Taiwanese person who might be trying a turkey dinner for the first time, they might think, you know, this is kind of bland and tasteless. And that's kind of how I feel about zongzi. Again, aside from that first one. And this one isn't bad, there's some interesting flavors. There is actually some meat I picked out, some more pork belly. I'm gonna try that and see how that is. But yeah, so this one does indeed have meat in it, which is nice because I like meat. The meat here is good as well. It's a different, it's kind of a sweeter pork, and it's got more of a chewy bounce to it than the first pork did. The first pork was just so tender, and this one a little bit more chewy, I think. But it's not bad. I give this zongzi 6 out of 10. All right, this looks like a good of a park as any for you guys to subscribe to my channel. Why not? It's free. It helps support me and learn a little bit more about Taiwan and explore like we're doing today. So hit the subscribe button. Really appreciate it. All right, sun is going down. Perfect time for dinner. So I'm gonna try my next zongzi. I'm gonna try this one. Again, the ones that I bought from that lady at that shop are all these sort of triangular shapes, which are kind of cool, wrapped in this bamboo. Now, as I open this, I will tell you why do we eat zongzi on Dragon Boat Festival. Now, of course, again, like I said earlier in the video, for my Taiwanese audience, you all know why we eat zongzi, but my foreign audience might not know. And, ooh, wow, look at that. This one's not purple rice. This one I think is a vegetarian option. I myself am not vegetarian, obviously, as you could see earlier, I was eating meat. But just to cover all my bases and try all the different flavors, we're gonna see how this tastes. Oh, it's not vegetarian, unless it's some very realistic looking meat in this zongzi. So let's see how this tastes. There's some beans in this one, which is nice. It adds a little bit to the texture. Still not quite as good as the first one, but it definitely has that like sticky, glutinous rice sort of flavor to it. It's not bad. So yeah, so why do we eat zongzi? Well, the story goes, a long time ago, there was a famous poet who was consulting his emperor. Rather unsuccessfully, this emperor wasn't listening to this famous poet. And so to show his fealty to the emperor, to show his loyalty to his country, this famous poet drowned himself in a river, which is a little bit extreme. But the people were very moved and very touched by this poet's show of loyalty, and they wanted to recover his body from the river. Now, in order to do that, they had to save his body from being eaten by fish. And so what they did is they threw zongzi, these things, into the river to stop the fish from eating his body. And now I guess to remember this poet, everybody eats zongzi on Dragon Boat Festival. Let's get a little bit of this meat. Oh, maybe that's not meat. So this one is indeed vegetarian. It's just that what I thought was meat was actually something completely different. I'm not entirely sure what it is, but it's very convincing. It looks a lot like meat. It tastes a little bit like meat too, but I definitely know it isn't in fact meat. But this one's not bad. I have to be completely honest with you guys. I've been eating zongzi all day, and I'm not really sure you're supposed to be doing that because my stomach doesn't really feel all that good right now. This is kind of a fun experiment to see how many different zongzi I can eat and what they're like, and if I can actually enjoy these things. I wouldn't really recommend it for you guys watching. I don't think it's very good for your stomach. Anyways, I'm gonna finish this, then we're gonna wait a little bit, and then I have a dessert zongzi, which might surprise you because it doesn't look anything like this, or at least the ones that I've had in the past. Filming a video here to help promote your bar.
Yay!
Just for a minute.
And zongzi.
I'm eating zongzi today. I've been eating zongzi all day. Introduce your bar to the people. Where am I?
I'm not ready.
What do you mean you're not ready?
Ready. Chase spot.
It's a dessert zongzi. 你喜欢南部粽还是北部粽？为什么？ Oh. Okay, so this one's like very, very, very different. You can take a look at that. It's very very glutinous. It almost doesn't even look like rice anymore. It just has this like yellowish orange, I don't know, it looks like very gelatinous. And this is a terrible texture that I really, really, really dislike. I didn't like it the first year I tried zongzi, and I don't like it this year. It's got that same, Jenny, what's that texture in Taiwanese cuisine? Like geng? Geng. 你知道大面羹吗？对，是这样子。Sticky, chewy, it's gross, it doesn't feel very nice, and it doesn't taste very good either. This one, it's slimy, and it's not really all that sweet. Do you want to try some, Jenny? No. Yeah, you don't even like it. Yeah. Okay, this one's really, really bad. I'm gonna give this one a 2 out of 10. I'm sure it's not the lady that I bought this from's fault, but I thought it was gonna be kind of like, keep calling it like a dessert zongzi, but that's probably not a very good way of looking at it. It's more of like a sweet one, but this one doesn't have any sugar or sweetness in it. Really bad texture. I don't like this. Maybe later if I can find one that's better, I'll like it a little bit more, but this one so far, not my thing at all. But at least I got to enjoy it in a great new bar. So make sure you guys come check out J Spot here in Taichung. Where are we, West District? Great time. I'm here early, by the way. It's like early on a Friday, so people haven't showed up yet. It's usually a lot more busy than this, so.
Making this video taught me something. It taught me more about how Taiwanese culture and society shifts and changes as time goes on.
My grand used to say that during longer holidays like this, a lot of shops were closed, so we wouldn't have anything to eat. So she would have to make so much to serve for everybody because there's not much things going on. It's more like a food storage kind of idea. But now that people sort of like move away into big cities and only the old people know how to make them now.
It seems that zongzi aren't made by hand as often anymore because it's so time consuming and only done once a year. Taiwanese people are busy, and they're also trying to form a cultural identity of their own, and so naturally, not by conscious choice, maybe start to move away from these cultural acts. It's a little sad to see these amazing parts of Taiwan get left behind in the past, but it also leaves me excited to see what Taiwan has in its future, what traditions will arise and take the place of things like making zongzi. Will there be any at all? And what path will Taiwanese people choose to make? Whatever the case, I'll be here to film and document it and share it with the world because I love living in Taiwan, and I think more people around the world should see what's going on in this amazing island. But with all that said, that's it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button. It would mean a lot to me. Stay positive, keep your stick on the ice, and I'll catch you guys next week for another video.